and you can quote this on me. There is no way the Orioles or Red Sox make the playoffs this season. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
I set the bar really low at the NBA predictions.
I don't think all Mavs fans look into the stats like I do.
It's not the great value Target brand toilet paper or whatever. It's the Charmin Ultra Strong.
I don't know if Nick Nurse is the coach for the Raptors. I don't know if he's the reason why they won the 2019 championship. I feel like that was more of a team effort.
The Mavs cannot say we do not miss Seth Curry shooting threes.
This questions the firing of Dwayne Casey, who I think is a very underrated coach.
To me, the Capitals really pushed all their chips for this season.
Hello, I'm Mike Grimes, and you've been listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin, and I am joined by the man that, as we continue to go through top 10s, now with safeties on the back end, Austin.
Yeah, safeties are extremely important to any team. All these defensive positions are, but the safeties are kind of your, wouldn't you say, like your last stop, your last part of defense, your touchdown-saving guys, whether that's a run play that gets broken free and these guys have to make a touchdown-saving tackle, or they're on a pass play and have to make a big pass breakup. I think these guys very much affect the game, and I'm excited to see who your honorable mentions are.
Yeah, and they come in a lot of different ways they can impact the game. Interceptions, big hits, even though that's kind of gone away because of the safety of NFL and just not a lot of many big hits, but you'd still see some. But yeah, I think we can get right into it. I have two honorable mentions. I don't know how many you have.
I have two.
Okay. So I'll just say my two, and then you can say your two and go into 10. My two are Harrison Smith from the Vikings, still doing it at an old age, and then Kirby Joseph for the Lions.
Okay. I have Kirby Joseph higher than this. My two honorable mentions are Javon Holland, who is with the Giants, and Julian Love for the Seahawks.
Those are some good picks. Who's at your 10?
Okay, so my 10, this one took me a little bit because I think the safeties are extremely stacked right now in the NFL. And there's a lot of guys that I think could fit this billing. And I think that a team that has maybe worse corners can definitely be affected more by having a good safety. But if you have really good corners, it's hard to really feel the safety. So my number 10, the reason why I say all of that is my 10 is Brandon Jones for the Broncos. He was very good in the Broncos last year, but he didn't have to help as much because you have Patrick Surtain, you have Riley Moss, and you have a good secondary. So I feel like sometimes you lose who the actual really good safety is because the corners around him are so good that they don't need him to save the day all that often. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's hard for safeties to show up on the stat sheet you have to look at a lot of film to do that. And I also want the Broncos safety, but this one is a guy who I think was higher on a few lists a few years ago, Talanoa Hufanga, who just signed with the Broncos. He's a guy that dealt with injuries last year, and I'm projecting him to be better next year and to get back to what he was with the Niners and now with the Broncos.
Yeah, I do not have him on my list. Who's your 9?
My 9 is Jalen Petrie with the Texans. He has 65 tackles. It's going to be his third year. I have a lot of young guys on this list, and he's one of them. And he's someone that I think is just going to continue to be on the upward slope and become a great safety this year.
Yeah, my number 9 is Harrison Smith. So I have him higher than you. I still think that his impact on the game is felt extremely well. He's a guy that I think is a little bit underrated because of how good the defense was last year, because Brian Flores is a genius. And I think Brian Flores will help Harrison Smith get the best out of himself. Last year, he had probably his best year in a while. He did not make a Pro Bowl, but he still was extremely impactful and a very surprising to a lot of people Vikings team. I'll go into my number 8, though. My number 8 is Brian Branch with the Detroit Lions. He played 16 games last year. That was his second year. I think he'll be very good this year and continue to improve. So I have both of the safety pairing with the Lions on this list.
Yeah, Kirby Joseph was almost in there. I'll get to Brian Branch in a little bit. He's a guy I'm extremely high on. My 8 is a guy that I rave about, but looking at the guys ahead of him, I'm just like, I gotta put him here. Minkah Fitzpatrick with the Dolphins, 96 tackles, 1 interception. I'm shocked the Steelers traded him, but he's someone that's just a fantastic safety. And him being 8 just speaks to the level of great safeties there are right now.
He was your 8?
Minkah Fitzpatrick, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, he's my 7. I think we kind of agreed that while I do think that he is one of the better defensive players, he has dealt with injuries. So not last year, but the year before that, he only played 10 games. So there is some concern there. And last year, he was very good. He just wasn't his old self. He wasn't making as many big plays as he has. But I still think with the Dolphins, they got a big guy. And I think that he'll be extremely good this season.
All right, so my 7 is Derwin James for the Chargers. He's had 93 tackles last year. He was someone that was going to be a great safety, dealt with a lot of injuries. It looked like he was getting back to that. So this year, I think he keeps doing that, especially with Harbaugh, because that's someone that was last year, his first year under Harbaugh, and that's when he started getting back to what everyone thought he could be. So he does that again this year.
Yeah, I went with a little bit on the older side again. You went a lot younger with a lot of your picks. I went older. Budda Baker made the Pro Bowl, second team All-Pro again. He's been a Pro Bowler every year of his career, Kevin, except for his second year in his career. Just an extremely impressive guy. One of the best guys on the Arizona defense, if not the best. I think he continues that. I think that he'll be very good this year.
All right, so that was your 7?
6.
Okay, 6. My 6 is Jesse Bates for the Falcons. He was great with the Bengals and just continued to be great with the Falcons. He had 102 tackles last year. I think he helps just continuing a great Falcons defense that just needs help on the offensive side of the ball. So he's my 6. So I can go into my 5 is Xavier McKinney with the Packers. He was okay with the Giants and really had a great year with the Packers last year. 8 interceptions, 88 tackles. And so he's someone that I think can continue to play well. And I'm very excited to see how he does.
Yeah, that's my number 5 as well. I will say, I did not have Derwin James on my list, but that's because he's just such an injury-prone guy that I'm concerned. If you've watched our other ones, you would see that I do err on the side of caution regarding injuries. Also, while he was very good last year, the year before last, Derwin James did struggle. So I did not have him on my top 10. But my number 5 is Xavier McKinney, and now going to an NFC North foe in Kirby Joseph. I have Kirby Joseph at 4. So I have Brian Branch at 8, Kirby Joseph at 4. Kirby Joseph was a first-team All-Pro member last year, and I do think that that's not a fluke. I think you'll have a equally good, very close to equally good year this upcoming year, and that will help the Lions out a lot.
Yeah, so I have a Lions safety here, but it's Brian Branch. He's someone that I think just continues to play well. He's someone that's just been fantastic, and it's going to be a really scary safety duo for the Lions with Branch and Joseph.
Yeah, I'll go into my number 3. My number 3 is Antoine Winfield. He did have a down year last year. He was my number 1 safety going into last season, but I do have him still in the top 3. He only played 9 games, but that's really the only major injury he's dealt with his entire career. And I don't think that he's going to experience that again this season. I think he'll be back and help the Bucs clinch a playoff spot potentially.
Yeah, I believe you and I had him at 1 last year together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because we're in agreement again. I have him at 3 as well. It was a down year for him, but he was someone that's just been so fantastic that I see him returning, having a healthy year, and being at 3 just because I'll go right into my 2 is Budda Baker. You talked about him being consistent. He had 164 tackles last year. That's second, not just in safeties, but in and the NFL, the one above him was Zaire Franklin. So Buda Baker has just been incredible for the Cardinals, and yeah, he's my number 2.
My number 2 is Jesse Bates. Where did you have him?
He was my 6.
Got it. Okay, so I have him significantly higher than you. The Falcons have a good safety room because they also have Justin Simmons still. But Justin Simmons did not make my honorable mention list. He's not number 1. But I do think that the Falcons continue to. Oh wait, is Justin Simmons still on the Falcons, or has he not signed?
I wonder if he hasn't signed.
I don't think he has.
Yeah, he.
Oh wait, maybe.
Or it says. Oh nope. Well,
did he just sign with the Eagles? Are you also seeing that?
Are you seeing it? TWSN Sports.
Yeah, I do see that. But with Jesse Bates, he's only made 1 Pro Bowl in his career, which I think is complete travesty. Even though he's made 2 second team All Pros, I think this next year he'll be on a competitive Falcons team and be the best or second best player on that defense.
All right, so we go into number 1, and I wonder if we have the same guy. This is kind of projecting.
You don't have to wonder.
Okay, Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's someone 107 tackles, 1 interception. It looked like he was starting to figure it out with the Ravens last year, and he can really just play anywhere. And yeah, to me, he's going to be the best safety next year.
Yeah, I completely agree. All the same reasons as you.
Yeah, all right. So that one went pretty quick just because we were pretty much in agreement. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, there's a lot of great safeties in the NFL. And let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.